It's going to fall for Ibrahimovic. Oh, come on! David Beckham. Oh, goodness me. Yes, Giassizares, can he do it? Yes, he can. Robbie Keane continues to captivate. Back from the dead. LA Galaxy level things up. It is over. The Los Angeles Galaxy have won their 6th MLS Cup.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Cosmos. New background alert, as our name is Cosmos. It is fitting to have Cosmo in the background. Just me and Mila today. So, a much better crew than with Andrew and Dari. Those guys suck. No.
Quick and simple.
Yeah, it just means that
Speed
instead
run.
of getting a longer episode, we'll get a shorter one. Could be the shortest in cock history. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, we'll talk about 10-man Galaxy getting a result. And then we will switch our focus to hopefully maybe our first one of the season against Austin FC. Yeah, it's hard. We took a week break because I think we needed it.
Mental break.
There was nothing good that we could have said about the team after
Hey,
dropping out.
look, if we picked up 3 points, if we got a W anywhere in there, totally would have recorded. But another draw. It was nice that we salvaged a draw, but it's the same things over and over, which we can talk about now in the aftermath.
Yeah, it's I'll put up the lineup here. Woof. I mean, look, we all sang his praises before, but Zonka gets a red card. I'm pretty sure it came after they had scored. But yeah,
were you watching?
I watched. It's been funny after all of the games recently. I've watched all the really bad bits, like when we went down 2-0 against in the CONCACAF whatever, and then in this one I saw the red card and I didn't see the goal. So
how did he get the red?
He was last man. He just took him out. Everything that we were singing his praises about in the last few games, it's been like everything wrong has happened since then, and he's really struggling. I mean, obviously he's suspended for this next game, which is huge because we're already down Yoshida.
We have Zavaleta,
and he's hurt, so we have
no. Zavaleta's hurt.
He's hurt, and he's considered week to week. So I'm assuming and Cerrillo ended up filling the hole there.
I see.
So we have no other center backs, which we'll get to in the Austin preview. But in this game particularly, like, this team keeps shooting itself in the foot. That's the bigger issue. Like, we just can't. We can't stop it. It's like we plug one hole, and then we immediately have 4 other holes that decide to reopen. I don't even know. Like, McCarthy finally starts playing well. We finally have our goalkeeping situation figured out, but then our center backs can't stay. You know what I mean? Like, we finally get healthy in the forward line.
Not in the squad.
Yeah, and
I mean, like you were saying, though, Zonka's been dropping in performances the last couple. It kind of just started when Yoshida went out.
Yeah,
I think even though we rate him so highly, I think we still might underrate what he brings to the table for us as our captain and just leading from the back. If Cerrillo did a good job in filling in, then I'd like to see it. But I'm never too confident about a 5'9" out of position guy playing center back. The same goes for Nelson. If we were put Nelson there, it's a 5'9" guy that's out of position playing center back. So I thought we had Zavaleta. I totally forgot about the day-to-day, week-to-week type of thing.
Yeah. So there's already a hole there that they're going to have to fix, and even if that is the case, it's weird. The red card, I think, actually forced Vanny's hand in terms of the way that he was going to play. Like, I think I've been saying it for a couple pods. It feels like the team is playing between two minds all the time here. Like, we're trying to be the same team that we were with Ricky, but we're fundamentally different. So you can't be the same team. I've been advocating for the idea of just playing original Vandy ball, which is it's not kickball to a certain extent, but it's just totally off the back foot counterattacking. That feels like this team, and when we got the red card, like that was the immediate switch was like, oh, we're just gonna play balls over the top to Paintsel and Peck. We could have won the game. Like that's the crazy part is like there was after the free kick, which we'll get to Fagundes after, but there's a distinct play where Paintsel gets past his man on an over the top ball and he slides it into Peck, and Peck is so out of form right now that he just scuffs the chance. He takes an extra touch, and last year he just puts it away. This year it goes wide, but that's how this team needs to play, in my opinion. It's just let's scrap the idea of like let's playing out of the back and let's just go to what suits the strengths of the team right now, which is playing fast and playing with like a killer instinct. I don't know if you have any differing opinions there.
No, I agree. I'm just been trying to think like why we might be doing this. I think we didn't think the drop off was going to be this big.
No, clearly not.
It clearly, like, I feel like if they wanted to keep that same way we played without Peck or Push, then it makes sense to have our guys play like that, and then who cares where we place as long as we're in the playoffs. Yeah. Once he comes back, you just insert him and it's perfect. We're good to go. Right now, we're not even sniffing that. So this is the time, if any, to change those tactics. And like, if we're going to be one-dimensional and there's not any flexibility within the team, that's when you have to start questioning the manager, I think.
Yeah.
But also injuries. But now we have all the guys back for the most part. We're missing the captain, tough, and then we're missing the main guy. And also Royce. I know he hasn't really shined, but he could definitely offer us something going forward, especially if we play a little more direct. And he doesn't have to do the running. He could just be the facilitator and have guys running around him. I think he could definitely contribute.
Yeah, I'd much rather have him than not, and we don't have him right now, which sucks. I mean, he's quality. It's just he's old. So, I mean, in the position that I think we should just switch to Fagundes here because obviously over the last few games he's been playing down the center and in that true 10 position. That's so, it.
Well, okay, so since I didn't watch the Houston game, was he playing deeper because of the red card?
Parente came in. Okay. Well, it was weird because we just kind of went with him in Fagundes and Sanabria played there for the rest of the half, but then Parente came in right at halftime, and that's when it became more of that. No, you know what? Fagundes was deeper the whole time. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Okay, I mean that the last time I saw him play in that position, he was also really good when we had him fill in towards the end of the game against Tigres. He looked great there. So I'm thinking he needs to stay in that role right now, especially since it looks like guys like Cerrillo are getting a little overwhelmed in the middle. They're taking too many touches, like not checking their shoulders, losing the ball in bad positions. He seems to be the guy that doesn't do that stuff. He keeps the ball when he's in that position deep in the midfield. And then that's how we can also utilize this more direct play style is when we have the time to let our runners run there and he can keep the ball. He can hopefully get the ball through to them or find a guy that can play them through. One of our Yamane or left back, whoever it may be.
Yeah, I think it's telling that his passing numbers were the highest I think it's been all season. In this game, especially with the red card. He definitely had more control over the game. And I think this was like I think we've been wanting this out of Fagundes for a long time, but we finally kind of got the like, all right, just get on my back here and I'm going to be worth the money that you're paying me. Because that free kick was special. That was a really special free kick and a really special moment. And
I think a lot of our – oh, sorry, keep going.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I think a lot of our qualms with him this year have just been him at the winger position. It's not really his play style. We understand the use of him and that he can perform for us, but him as a winger in our team doesn't really do anything for anyone.
No.
But now we're starting to see some impact. If he can bring that impact in the midfield, a little bit of experience too, that we've been lacking, that's like you've been saying, this could be the turnaround for a season, or at least get a win on the table. That's really all I want to see, just some green.
Yeah, it's tough because I want to say that this is the result that is the turnaround for a season, because we've been looking for a lifeline and this feels like it. But then you don't have a center back, and we're going to be playing Cerrillo in this next game, where I'm like, how could I possibly say that when we're going to be playing a DM at center back, right? Like,
do you think it could be anyone else?
I don't, unless it's a Ventura County kid that I don't know about.
Oh God.
I don't think so. I'm looking at the bench here. No, I don't. Yep. No. The answer in my opinion is no. I think it's going to be Cerrillo. But I honestly think that there's some good that comes out of him playing there, in terms of, because he's not the best ball player, it allows for there to be a midfield of Sanabria, Parente, and Fagundes, who are all like really good on the ball. So you kind of take out that one issue of him not being able to play out. And like I said, it just forces your hand in one direction.
Wait, who?
Like with Cerrillo at center back.
I think he'll be fine playing out of the back, where he doesn't have to check his shoulder as much. I think he'll be fine.
That's what I'm saying. It forces them to play forward at all times, and I think we're going to sit back in this next game. Let's just transition to Austin, and that game, because they just got pumped by Whitecaps 5-1, and I don't want to take
the Whitecaps are so good though.
I don't want to take anything out of that, because like looking at their fixture list before that, let me pull that up real quick.
It's mainly wins, isn't it?
They beat LAFC, then they beat SDFC, they beat St. Louis, and then they drew
3 wins in a row before that.
And then Portland's been playing well. So obviously a dip in form, but they're a good side who has proven to be an elite striker in MLS.
Kidding me?
They have Vasquez. So he's clearly their one to watch. That's the player that I would be scared of without a center back. You know what I mean? Like Cerrillo, when you were talking about in pre where he's 5'9", you got 2 5'9" guys with him and Nelson. Like Vasquez,
Garces is there, but it's not like he's good, but he doesn't give me confidence.
He doesn't strike me with confidence either. I think that he's going to have to be our best player if we win this game, but this is the type of game where a Brandon Vasquez who hasn't been firing could totally get firing. And that's the nervous part. A 10:45 start, probably in the heat of, Austin. It's probably 90 plus already there.
No way.
It's got to be hot is what I'm trying to get at. Like for a 10:45 start, it's going to be one of the hotter early starts to the season.
Hold on. What are they working with? Oh, they'll be fine.
What's the weather?
It's like, what is that? What time is that there?
They might be 12? Central. So it might be 12. 1 o'clock.
It's sub 80, and then when it hits 80, it starts raining. So
it starts raining?
Yeah, for like an hour. No, for the weekend. Thunderstorm.
Oh, thunderstorm. So this game's inevitably going to get delayed.
Oh, no. Yeah, it might get delayed, actually.
That's what happens when we go to Austin.
No, the thunderstorm's at 2. It's all good. They'll be
okay.
They'll be cool, though. Cool, calm, and collected.
Man, I mean, woof. Look, we got to get a win at some point. We got to get. We can't keep falling down the table. Like we got to get a win.
We don't have to do anything.
We don't. I know we don't have to, but we're falling.
It would be really nice if we got a win at some point within the MLS.
Yeah,
our only win so far is in a competition where we've already been knocked out.
No. Like we're very close to must-win territory. We're
in must-win territory. Like we have to win, but we don't.
We need to win. They don't have to win. There's still games after. It's a very scratch your head moment because
we've scored the same amount of goals as Austin.
Okay, they just have the best. Okay, sure.
And honestly, their defense is really good. If you take out that Vancouver game, they've conceded 3 goals, and all of those are like 1 in 1 game type things.
Oh man. Yeah, their defense is good, and they have a good keeper. Do they always run the 4-4-2?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Which it could be fine. If we have the 3 in the mid, just overwhelming them, you throw Yamane in there, we could probably overwhelm their midfield.
This is gonna be an interesting clash. They don't like the ball, apparently. Looking at their possession stats, they don't like the ball. They don't enjoy having it. Lagging here, but interesting. Oh god. I mean let's talk about the midfield because obviously without Zonka, like that's Cerrillo in the back four, and I think that for
could
that
be
reason, we have to
Nelson.
be Nelson.
I think it could
You
very
think
much be
so?
Nelson. I just
Nelson
don't
and
think they'll put
Aude?
Nelson next to Aude. That's the thing.
So then who you can't really go with
It have
anything
to
else.
be Cerrillo, yeah.
And because he did
Ventura
it,
County.
during the game. So okay, let's hypothetically stick Cerrillo at center back, right? And then you're Nelson, Cerrillo, Zonka, or sorry, what's his name?
Oh, Axel
Garces
Asenge?
and
We could
Yamane.
call up someone.
We'll know by tomorrow, right? So
yeah, I mean, I feel like we would have heard about it already.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. So then the midfield is
Midfield would have to be
Sanabria, Parente, Fagundes.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind that midfield at all.
I don't hate it.
It's going to be interesting to see if we decide to hold the ball. I mean, that's like what we've been doing.
We should be able to. The thing is, like, actually,
I don't think we should hold the ball, but Austin seemed to clearly not want to hold the ball either. It could be a very 50-50 game in that matter. Maybe they try to take it to us because they're at home and they just got
depends how their
punked.
press is.
Yeah, I don't watch enough Austin to really know what their play style is. I assume it's get the ball to Brandon Vasquez. That would be my baseline assumption. Him going up against Cerrillo or Nelson on the back post really worries me. I wonder if this is a game for Winder. Because of his size.
Is Parente small?
I don't know if he's big, but I would be even saying that over
Parente's
playing.
5'9". Yeah.
I would be saying that even playing over what's his name? Sanabria. Because he's still looking a little fish out of water. I think
we need him to get going though.
That's also true.
He was bought to fill some of the holes that we have, whereas the other guys are just like projects.
Yeah.
Or prospects. I think we really need Sanabria to get going. So I feel like he's just gonna play.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot of options. It's just personally, I'd like to see them let Austin have the ball a bit, and then you let your two best players be your two best players.
Letting them have the ball is scary in the sense that we just don't have that center back, and our defense is just going to be a little shaky. We don't have that leadership in the back.
Yeah.
So that's why I would want to hold the ball, is just to prevent anything along those lines.
Dog going crazy in the background. Oh yeah,
he's freaking out.
Got the itches apparently. No, you're probably right though. I mean, if we do hold the ball, that makes it less. There are less chance for them to just be whipping in crosses at our smaller defenders the whole game. Because this just totally wrecked the size of the squad. Like not having even Zavaleta, which is crazy because
there's just no center backs other than Garces right now. It's crazy.
No, it makes that red card look so horrid.
I mean,
so horrid.
From what you said, if he's last man, did he have to make the tackle?
I honestly don't remember.
Or do you think McCarthy would have saved it?
I think he had to make. It's so tough because like, if he doesn't make the tackle and we don't go down a man, we don't even salvage a point, right? Like we don't have goals on the side to be like, oh, we would have just scored 2. So he had to make the tackle. Just we don't have the depth anymore with Yoshida being out, to where I'm like,
And that's unfortunate too, because that injury is a little worse than they anticipated. Well, we'll have to adapt.
Yeah, I at some point, and I've actually been very impressed with Painsil since his return. Out of
I think
all
he's
the
been really good.
players,
Give him the armband.
I'm
I
honestly
haven't got
with
to
it.
talk about that at all since we
Yeah,
fucking skipped the last
go ahead and
episode.
talk about it now.
I mean, he came out with heart and passion in that game that we got knocked out. Like, his pressing wasn't the smartest, but it was active and definitely energy filled. Is the way I'm gonna put it. And then not only that, he was organizing our press from the top, and he just got back. I don't know. It seemed like he's taking a little bit of like a leadership role, or not so much, maybe not as like a captain, but just saying like, "Hey guys, let's fucking do this. Like we've been really bad. Like let's go fight and try to win this thing instead of just holding our heads down." So that made a big impression on me in that game, and just seeing his raw passion in this scuffles with Guzman was awesome to watch. And even though we're having a bad season, stuff like that can make it so that people still want to watch, even if we're not playing the best football. But as long as they're playing for the fans and for the club, then it's a great thing to see.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. He's like, even going back to last year, he was the first person that was in those press conferences going like, we need to have a killer mentality. We need to be killers. That was like his thing that spread throughout the team. And I know that was like Vanny's ideology or whatever, but he's the one that implements that week in, week out. With the speed and his charisma and him just like being kind of, he's a little theatrical. And I mean that in all the best ways. I'm cool with him being captain for a little bit. Like he's the spark. We've been better
Yoshida's
since
out the
he got back.
squad. I understand Fagundes has seniority in a sense, but that's what I want out of my captain. If you're not going to just be this marauding man in the back that's keeping our line intact, then I want the passion guy, the guy that's going to get everyone going and like lift everyone up, basically. Whereas Fagundes hasn't really showed anything captain-wise, which is not something we've asked of him because Yoshida's been here.
Right.
But in situations like these, I think something as little as an armband on him can go a long way for our team.
Yeah. I think it also just takes the pressure off of everyone else too. When you give the armband to one of your best players, it's like, oh, well, like we'll let our best player bury that burden. And it's been interesting. I think that there's been a little bit of the joy taken out of the side with all the stuff that's happened. And you can, the player that I see it in the most is Peck right now, because he was bludgeoned to death. That's essentially what he's taking the Ricky beating, which just goes to show how important Ricky is to the overall team construction. But having Paintsill back and getting him in those spaces on the left-hand side instead of down the middle when he was like doing that during CONCACAF, like I think we're about to see Peck get back into form. That this Houston game reminded me of last season, like right at the beginning when he was like the newcomer. That's what it felt like again, where he's like trying to find his sea legs again. And so I'm ready to see that out of Peck. But cool. Let's star player and prediction this some bitch, and then we can end it early.
Let's go for an optimistic prediction. I'm gonna go. Be a lot to say that we're not gonna concede.
Oh yeah,
but fuck it, 1-0 Galaxy.
1-0. Oh my goodness gracious!
It's gonna be the ones where we think we're gonna concede like 5 goals, and then we're gonna have the clean sheet and win the game, and we'd be like, "What the fuck?" I'm hoping, manifesting that. And if Fagundes keeps playing that like deep lying playmaker role, then I think he'll be really important for us tomorrow. If not him, then Paintsill.
Yeah, I like both of those shots. I can't with my heart go with no goals. I can't. It doesn't suit this team.
It's gotta have to come at some point.
Yeah, at some point it will. I just assume it's going to be with Yoshida coming back.
Yeah, hopefully.
My prediction, I'll go 3-2 because nothing ever goes right in Austin. They're always wacky games with storms and an Austin player tries to kill someone else. It's just what's going to happen.
We have 6 goals.
I know, 3-2. But we're you know. I think that if I genuinely think we would have scored more goals if we had 10 men in the last game, and so I'm going to hope that this carries over, and we start to see it. And my star player is going to be Peck because I think he gets going in this one, even though everything that we've talked about in this entire podcast has been the opposite. Like, we're not going to score goals and Austin's defense is good. I have a feeling that Peck gets going.
The return of Peck.
I think he gets going. Him and Paintsel. And Ramirez. Fuck it. We're all 3 of them are going to score. Why not? And we win 3-2.
Yeah.
And it'll be super squeaky bum time at the end.
I'm hoping we do that.
We need 3 points.
I know. I think we're also missing just Jovelic's ability to
oh man,
take a touch and finish from a lot of different areas, whereas Fagundes is we kind of have to put the ball on a silver platter for him. And his build-up's a lot better, in my opinion. So
yeah,
he wins some, you lose some, and he's got. I think once they start figuring out that he has that flair to his game in the build-up, then we can start utilizing that for Paintsel and Peck.
It sucks so bad that Ricky's injured because the amount of Ramirez is kind of like a Joshua Xerxes type of player. You know what I mean? Where he's just got good technical ability.
Mm. It's
not necessarily the goal scoring that makes him super elite. It's the other intangibles, and him and Ricky would have combined super well.
I think hopefully we get to see that.
Hopefully we get to see it. Hopefully it'll matter. We'll get to a point in the season where it'll matter, where they can. Well, Ricky can actually come back and play games.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Prayer.
Hope and pray. 3 points. That's what we need. Under 30 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Just us.
Look at that efficiency.
Yeah. Dari, Andrew, miss you. Thanks for leaving us in the dust. But from myself and Mila, we have been Clash of Cosmos. This has been episode 8, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Ballet, Highland champions. They're going to go alone. Still Peck! What a goal! It's 6. They just cannot stop scoring. The volley from Bono. Yes! San Jose carved open with a world-class pass from Ricky Pooch. Glittering Galaxy, and Landon Donovan is the match winner.